Alright, making a video. Very tired. Ugh, I gotta try to get the camera angle a little bit better. I have to watch that. It appears that I end up off the screen for whatever reason. It really shouldn't be that hard to do. I guess I could hold the camera up and there's less chance of screwing it up. It's a little tougher on the arm then. Anyway, this isn't much of a video. I don't think it will be much of a video. I'll just complain about how unordered conversation is. I mean, you can't say, what can you say? Everybody is just so all over the place. I mean, I like Conference Report, but yeah, he's like, I like being confused and chaos and yeah, it's sort of whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, what good is that doing anybody? And then Professor Anton, tell me I just wasted 20 minutes watching 2 of his videos, and he's talking all this gift character of life and telling us what human beings did and thought and what we're all thinking. I'm not thinking about the gift character of my life. I'm not, I've never even thought of myself as a self-reflective blah 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 blah. No, I've always sort of understood I'm one human being on the planet, and I have to interact with these other assholes, and I have to figure out what to do with my existence, and that there's certain things that if you do them, that's a bad thing, and there's other things you can do that are good things. But it's not that complicated. I want things, society needs things, other people want and need things. I mean, whatever. All this making everything so damn complicated, and then the damn language is just so obtuse. It doesn't have any bite as real fucking words. It's just all over the place. So, and Pyro, well, what he's doing is sort of interesting. He's come up with this wiki page for the prostitution thing, which isn't a great subject anyway, but regardless, but even that's kind of convoluted. I mean, how maybe once it's put together, it'll make more sense to me. But anyway, it just seems to me that this is all so fucking simple. There's what made us, where we came from. And as, generally speaking, one would expect, atheists would understand that, oh yeah, okay, it's a system of crude forces. We really don't have to account for their origin, because we've already labeled what they are. Usually, you only want to establish the lineage of something when you need to. When you already know what it is, who cares? And so we know what nature is. It's dumb. Okay, and we know it's not managing the evolution of life, and we know what life is. Life is consuming and reproducing. I mean, more importantly, the reproducing thing, but obviously it has to do the consuming thing to do the reproducing thing effectively. There's certainly a possibility that something could reproduce in such a manner where it just reproduces the bare minimum of a sustainable organism, and that it has to gain the real substance of its existence as soon as it's born. It has to acquire parts to maintain that existence and energy. But in most cases, something's going to have to consume to produce very many copies of itself. It can't produce too many copies unless it gives those copies some sort of resources until they can find their niche in the environment, or get enough food to maintain themselves. But obviously there's animals that lay a ton of eggs, and they all have the bare minimum in them. Just enough to get that thing started. And, that's the game. But, obviously for a lot of these more complex organisms, over time, they've become dependent on doing a lot of consuming. So much consuming that they create a nest or a hive or a bunch of infrastructure in which their offspring will be born. So they already have an established colony or society or biosystem of their own built that will provide food for the young and energy and give them a better start and allow for a more complex development, because it won't be part of the building can take place through a maturation process, so they don't have to be birthed at 6'1" and 100 and whatever pounds and ready. You don't have to be that much resource in. They can collect the resources as they go along. But anyway, this is getting off the point I really wanted to talk about, which is, again, just this. Yeah, this is what we need to talk about. It's what we are. We know where our psychology, everything about us came from. It's part of this biosphere, this biological system. And that's a romantic word for a lot of people. Oh, biology. But biology, if we gave it some other name, some more Dracula, Frankenstein, more of a hideous name, then people maybe would appreciate what's going on here. It is consumption and reproduction. It's insidious in its nature, because none of that consumption, because most of that consumption and reproduction now is completely dependent on, scavenging other living things for parts. Not murdering other living things for parts, killing other things for parts, stealing parts from other living things. And that is in principle, in practice, it's cannibalism. It's living things feeding on living things. And it's not a good thing. And people keep pretending it's good, and it's going somewhere. And the price we're paying for it doesn't matter. And that's the part that makes me crazy. But whatever. So, I'll go for a little run. I'm just so damn tired. I'm going to work all day. I don't feel good. Such. But anyway, it's the usual complaints. Till next time. Hopefully this angle was a little better. I don't know. I just got to get in a better habit. Point the camera ahead of me. Somehow I'm walking behind it instead of in front of it. But anyway, till next time. So bothering me. I don't care for it. Anyway, so that's another example. It's just this nature thing. It's just full of this blood-sucking bullshit. And all this romantic crap is just so hard to argue with. I mean, how do you argue with even these words he's using? These people, this jargon. It's just impossible. There's no counter-argument to historiosity. But who cares? How you doing? It's running the trotting, yes. I stride much larger than that. But anyway, where was I? It's just, I don't know. But yeah, this argument needs to take place. There needs to be some framing of the argument, some sort of process, some sort of method. That's it, method to the madness. We need to modify our interaction so we can actually talk about something on the same page for a change, and then actually write a page and stamp it and say, yes, this is an approved page, and then move on to the next and the next. But if we're all reading out of different books and all prefacing our arguments with some sort of crap nobody else can accept, and I don't even know what the gift character of life. I can't build any philosophical notion on that at all. So I can't find it, I can't feel it, I can't see it, I can't know any... Oh, damn. Just killed that fucker. Shit. It would be really quite lovely, out here on these evening strolls if it wasn't for these damn horseflies. Fuck. Fuck the whole game. But anyway. So where was I? They certainly don't serve any damn purpose. Except to put big welts on you, so and welts that won't go away unless you scratch them open and they bleed. As if you don't bleed them, they'll just never go away. But anyway, that's a whole other subject. Somebody probably has some dopey cure for that. Ugh, I hate people doing that shit, Just always got some sort of rub sugar on it, and jump up and down 3 times, and then hit yourself in the head with a brick, and it'll go away. Fuck. Anyway, so now where was I? Yeah, life is bullshit, and we need to write the Life is Bullshit book. But in this atmosphere, you can't even figure out how you're supposed to argue it. I mean, the whole point, I guess, of making these videos is to refine the argument, is to see what works and what doesn't. Obviously, people are emotionally psychotic. They'll accuse me of emotionalism, and it's just so funny, because they're the ones who emotionally react to everything, and then make these harsh accusations, these personal accusations. They always got to get personal. It's just kind of silly. But anyway, that's a whole other subject. Gone over that one a few hundred times. Boy, this video's all over the place. Yep, I had a name for videos that were all over the place. This and that. No, that wasn't it. That ain't that bad, though. I think I'll go with that. Yeah, I'll go with this and that. Anyway, just this and that, we'll call it, because it's justy. Yeah, it's barely almost something. Yeah, but it really is a redundant argument, and I guess it's just time to spell it out, nail it down, and force the comers, force people to come to me, rather than me to go into them. There's no point in me arguing the gift character of life. I mean, I ought to just, I ought to take that dead roach and flush it. There's no point in even going near that kind of rhetoric. It's just babble. It's utter, complete babble. Where's the ribbon? Where's the bows? Where's the thank you? Where's the I love you? Where's it here? I don't see it anywhere here. Where do I find that? This is so fucking silly. So I shouldn't respond to it. I should just say, oh, he's talking Donald Duck or Three Bears, and I should just move on.